On a quiet street in the wealthy city of Riverside Hills, there stood a massive mansion owned by a rich couple, Mark and Angela Lawson. Their home was filled with marble floors, crystal chandeliers, and expensive furniture. From the outside, their life looked perfect. But inside that beautiful mansion, something was very wrong. Every single night, their newborn baby boy, Ethan, cried non-stop. The crying was not normal. It wasn't the soft cry of a hungry baby. It was loud, painful, and desperate. It echoed through the long hallways of the house night after night. Doctors were called. They checked the baby and found nothing serious. "It's just colic," they said. "Some babies cry more than others." 3 professional nannies were hired to care for Ethan. But one by one they quit. None of them could calm the baby. The only person left trying to care for him was a quiet housemaid named Grace Miller. Grace was 28 years old and had been working in the mansion for 6 months. She cleaned rooms, washed clothes, and sometimes helped with the baby. But deep inside, Grace felt something was not right. One night, around 3 in the morning, Ethan's cries filled the house again. Angela, tired and frustrated, walked down the hallway and said sharply, "Grace, please make him stop crying. My husband has an important meeting in the morning." Grace nodded and walked into the nursery. She gently picked up little Ethan. The moment she held him, his crying became softer. But when she carefully placed him back into the crib, he screamed again. Grace frowned. She had cared for babies before. She knew the difference between hunger, fear, and discomfort. But this was the cry of pain. As she looked closer, she noticed something alarming. Small red marks all over the baby's back. Her heart began to race. Grace leaned over the crib and pressed her hand against the mattress. It felt strange, damp and softer than it should be. Something about it didn't feel right. Taking a deep breath, she slowly lifted the corner of the sheet. What she saw made her freeze. The mattress was filled with thousands of maggots crawling through rotting fabric. Mold covered the inside, and the smell of decay rose from the padding. Grace covered her mouth in shock. The baby had been sleeping on a rotting, infested mattress, and insects had been biting his tiny body every night. Tears filled Grace's eyes. She quickly took photos with her phone and held Ethan tightly in her arms. At that moment, Angela appeared at the door. And from the look on her face, Grace realized something terrible. The mother already suspected something was wrong. Soon the truth came out. The expensive mattress had not been new. Mark had secretly bought it secondhand from a friend to save money during the nursery renovation. They had never checked it. Grace could hardly believe it. In a mansion worth millions, a newborn baby had been left to suffer because someone wanted to save a few dollars. Without hesitation, Grace carried Ethan to her small room in the staff quarters. She made a soft bed using clean towels and blankets. For the first time since she arrived in that house, the baby slept peacefully. The next morning, Mark stormed into the room, angry that Grace had taken his son. But when she showed him the photos, his anger slowly turned into silence and shame. The parents finally understood their mistake. Grace demanded that the mattress be burned and that Ethan be taken to a proper doctor immediately. They agreed. And from that day forward, Grace was no longer just the maid. She became the one person in that mansion brave enough to speak up for a helpless child. Because sometimes, the person with the least power is the one with the greatest heart. If this story touched your heart, kindly like, comment and subscribe for more heartwarming stories.